Hey guys, so today I am going to be taking you through my foundation routine for hyper-pigmented, discolored, rosacea, redness skin type. As you guys might know, I do have rosacea, I believe. I have a lot of redness on my face and I have a lot of dark circles and all of this great discoloration. So I figured that I would share with you guys how I get my foundation and skin to look less discolored and splotchy in case you guys have this problem. So let's just jump right into it. So to start everything off, I like to use a tinted moisturizer, which everything that I use is green or yellow if I need to cover up any redness or anything like that, because green is the opposite color on the color wheel of red, and so if you mix them two together they kind of like cancel each other out. If you use green to cancel out red or yellow to cancel out red, that will help even out your complexion. So I just made this. Was originally just a normal Pond's dry skin cream, and I put 2 drops of green food coloring in it, and I just kind of did it on a whim just to see what would happen, and I've really been liking it so far actually. So I mean, if you want to try that, you can. I just put 2 drops in, which might have been a little bit much. You might only need 1 drop depending on what size lotion or moisturizer you're going to be using. So I just take this, and it is pretty moisturizing, so you don't need that much. And I just take it and rub it onto my skin, kind of focusing on where I am the most red, which is my nose, my cheeks, and my chin. And then I do take a tiny bit and put it on just my eyelids, and I am going to follow up with an eye cream as well, but I just take a little bit onto my eyelids because they get really red as well. I'm just taking some of my Olay Professional Pro X Anti-Aging Eye Restoration Complex. I just have a little sample of it here, and I'm going to just be patting that around my eyes. This doesn't really help with any discoloration or anything, but just a step I need to take before my foundation. So then I like to go in with a primer. I have a green primer as well. This is the e.l.f. Mineral Face Primer, and I did do a review on this, so I'll link that video down below if you want to check that out. But I just take some on the back of my hand. It's pretty green. It's like a pea green, kind of. And once again, I just kind of focus this where my redness is the worst, which is my nose, cheeks, chin, and eyelids, which is basically my whole face. Then I take whatever's left and I just put that on the rest of my face and just kind of distribute it evenly. Then I'm going in with my Revlon Photoready Airbrush Mousse Makeup in Nude, which is a little bit more yellow, if you can kind of tell. So that's why I picked it out. And it's also a mousse, which is almost a liquid kind of, which helps with my dry skin as well. So I just put some of that on the back of my hand, and then I'm just going to blob it on. Then I'm just taking my Eco Tools buffer brush and I'm just buffing that into my skin. I like to do circular motions and just do this for a while until I get the desired look. You can already tell how much this helps already just from doing this. Then I'll take whatever's left over on my hand and put a little bit more on my nose. And just to cancel out some of my dark circles, I am taking the Pixi by Petra Concealer Concentrate. I just have a tiny sample. It's just a salmon-y colored concealer, which helps to cancel out the blue undertones in your dark circles, kind of like how the green works with the red. So I focus this on my inner tear duct because that's where the dark circles are darkest. Kind of where they stem from. And then for my other concealers, I like to use a combination of a yellow concealer and a green concealer. I mostly use the green because I find if you use the yellow, sometimes it'll make the redness just look orange if you have a lot of it. So I only use this on spots where it's only a little bit red and I don't really need that much concealer, but just a little something to even it out. So let's start off with the green. I'm using Physicians Formula Concealer in green, Cover Green. And I just take this onto my ring finger and just on the reddest areas on my face, which like I said before is my nose mainly, I just tap it on And as you can tell, it doesn't come on green. It just kind of cancels everything out. And I just like to take a little bit under my chin, underneath my mouth, and on the inner part of my cheeks around my nose. Now I'm going to take some yellow just on a few other spots just to show you what it's like. I'm just going to do it on this side, right by my hairline. It's a little bit red there, and a little bit on the top of my forehead as well. And I'm just going to powder my face, especially where I laid down that concealer. I'm just using the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder in Translucent. And I'm just going to take a fluffy brush, pat some of it into the lid, and just dust that onto my nose, mainly my T-zone. And then I just like to take a smaller brush. This is actually a bronzing brush, but I use it for under my eyes just to set the under eye concealer. And then this is how it comes out with just the foundation. Now as far as adding anything else to your face like blush or bronzer or any sort of lip color or anything like that, the main thing is if you have redness that you should stay away from purpley tones or dark red tones, anything like that. Like if you do wear like a red lip, choose one that's a little bit more orange than blue toned. Also with blush, when I do have my bad days of having a lot of redness, I try and steer clear of using any darker blushes, and I usually pick up my Candid Coral blush from e.l.f., which is just a nice little peachy color. It is a little bit shimmery, but I don't use a lot of this. Regardless of the blush I'm using, I don't use a lot because you just spend all that time getting the redness out of your face, so why add more? So if I am going to add something to my face, I usually use bronzer because if anything, it comes out a little bit orange instead of brown, and that's a-okay in the redness book. So I will use my trusty NYC Sun and Bronze Bronzing Powder in Fire Island Tan. And so I'm just going to finish up my makeup really quick, and then I will be back in a second. Okay, and then that is it for today. So I hope you guys liked this video, and give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know if you want to see any more videos like this or any other problem issues that you would like to see resolved that I might be able to help you with. And I will see you guys next week. Okay, bye!
Never mind, things are good again. Took the time in my life